We are back live for 100 seasons of BYU football as we push ladder into the second hour of what has been a very special night and special program. And we now enter the independence era of BYU football when the Cougars decided to go out on their own. Once the Utah Utes and TCU Horned Frogs opted for what they viewed as greener pastures, BYU was venturing into really territory that not many could handle. Yet the Cougars did it, and did it at a high level. And to help us recap that, we welcome in linebacker Isaiah Kaufusi, a former player and coach, and now current coach, Kelly Papinga, with us, and one of the greatest receivers to ever play at BYU, and Cody Hoffman. Gentlemen, great to have you here.
Great to be here.
Okay, Kelly, I'm going to start with you.
All right.
Because you've seen BYU football in so many different eras, if you will, as a player and coach, and independence, and now Power 4, and you were a player in the Mountain West Conference. Why do you feel like BYU was ready to make the jump from the Mountain West Conference to independence when so many programs, if they had done that, probably would have gone somewhere into the background? But BYU, they signed a deal with ESPN, and they were at the forefront. Why was BYU able to make that jump?
I think it's just everything that BYU football was over the past 40 years previous to that, right? I think those teams and the program had set the table for really BYU to have this national exposure. And we were ready to go all over the country, play wherever, whoever, in different stadiums, NFL stadiums. And it ended up being an experience, all of us that experienced that, I think, very unique, different than any conference. You weren't ever really playing any teams back to back. It was the national exposure that all these guys that we've seen come up, I think they created that foundation to help us leap into that independence era.
Cody, you were right there when this was all brand new for BYU, and I still have fond memories of you catching touchdown passes and running back kicks against UCF in the 2011 season. But what was that like to make the jump from a conference into this wilderness of sorts and to be a lone wolf in independence?
It was different, being in the conference, you play the same teams every year, and then just the fact of going independent of every season could change who you play. So it was exciting for us players to just be able to venture out and go play more teams and get more exposure nationally.
Isaiah, you were at the latter end of independence, and I can't help but think about that remarkable 2020 season when, because BYU was independent and everything was shutting down because of COVID-19 for all the various reasons, but BYU was still able to do their own thing because of this. What did that mean to you that you and your teammates could still go and find teams that would play, and you competed, and you have nearly a perfect season? What did that mean to you to be independent in that moment?
Well, it meant a lot. I remember, 2020 happened, COVID, and there was a lot of uncertainty around our season. And I remember Kalani just reassuring the guys, hey, we're going to play 12 games. Tom's going to get us 12 games. And just a lot of reassurance there, and the ability then, through independence to pick up games was really, I think, a big part of what, made that season great.
Kelly, once again, as BYU is, hoping that at some point a Power 4, at the time Power 5 conference invite was going to happen, how did you navigate that as a coach with players that felt like they belonged but weren't quite there yet at the doorstep of the invitation?
I think it was just any opportunity we had to go play wherever it was at, if it was at Nebraska, at Michigan, at all these sweet places that we played. We were going to give our best effort and show the nation that we were ready to play at the highest level of college football. And I think consistently over the 10 or 11 years that we did that, I think we showed that we'd go anywhere, we'd play anybody, and we'd compete at the highest level. And I think that's what helped us get ourselves ready to go to the Big 12, because I think they saw this consistent basis year in and year out of us more times than none going on the road and playing these teams and being successful and coming out victorious and really setting the stage for this Big 12 opportunity.
Cody, what was that like for you and your teammates, especially as I look at 2012, 2013, when you're playing in some historic venues, and BYU had not had this many opportunities within the confines of a single season? So what was it like for you and your teammates to do that and venture into those tougher venues consistently?
It was definitely one of the best experiences of my life, coming from a small town especially, and then being able to play on all these big stages and everything. It's like a dream come true. And that just goes to show kind of Broncos mentality towards football of we'll play anyone, anywhere, anytime. So that just, it was a great time for all of us.
How was BYU received as an independent team, Isaiah, when you were out and about? I know that BYU fans certainly appreciated the Cougars going to several different parts of the country, and the fans are awesome. We've heard Kalani Sitake say that on several occasions. The fans are just unbelievable wherever you go, and I know, Kelly, you've experienced that, and Cody, you too. But how was BYU received as an independent, not just from your own fans, but when you would go out and play these new teams for the first time?
I think, the brand itself speaks for itself. But I remember going to Wisconsin, and we played Wisconsin. We were able to beat them there at their stadium. And I remember just fans coming up to us, congratulating us, saying, "Hey, great game. You guys are played a great game. We love the way you play football. We love that you help up the Wisconsin players after you tackle them." And so I think the recognition of BYU football, I think, is meaningful, and a lot of fans across the country recognize that.
Kelly, what would you say about that BYU brand that you would add to Isaiah's comments?
No, I would just kind of similar experience that he shared. When we went to Nebraska, I think it was 2015, and walking into that stadium, and it was an hour before the game, that place was packed with red, sea of red, and then we had our 20 to 30,000 Cougar fans in blue, which blew me away that we were able to get that many fans into that stadium that had been sold out for so long. And just, how that game ended as well, probably maybe one of my greatest experiences as a coach, to win on a Hail Mary in that atmosphere was unbelievable. And then the reception from the fans as we were leaving, the Nebraska fans just thanking us for being there and basically beating them, and kind of sad and happy at the same. It was a weird deal. But anyway, just the brand, like Isaiah's talked about, it's a nationwide brand, and everybody knows that brand. And like I said before, it's because of the guys that have come before that have laid that foundation that really set us all up to have this success from Mountain West to Independence, now to the Big 12.
Cody, what was your first experience when you fully knew, wow, the BYU brand is a little bit different and the fans are a little bit different?
There was many times where you felt the brand and just going out on the road and being able to see how well all our fans travel. And that just kind of goes to show the brand that BYU has. And you could go across the country thousands of miles and we're still going to have almost half the stadium filled with just our fans. And that's just a testament to BYU football.
Kelly, now you've seen BYU go from independence into a Power 4 conference, and you're part of the coaching staff. What kind of emotions do you feel as you look back on the evolution of college football in general, and then watching BYU go from the Western Athletic Conference to the Mountain West to Independence, and now a member of the Big 12 Conference?
Yeah, I'm like Brian. I'm a BYU guy through and through from the very get-go, growing up, coming to games. And, I remember watching, one of my heroes, Rob Morris, out there, and just going through that whole experience as a fan, then to a player, then as a coach in Independence, and a coach now in the Big 12, which I'm so appreciative of Kalani giving me this opportunity. And just, I'm emotional about it because it's like a dream come true. And this is something that I'm just very blessed to be a part of. But at the same time, you just look at everybody that, I keep saying it, like it's, you got Leon White and all these guys out here. They've laid this foundation for us to be here, and we're just blessed to be, a part of it at this time. And, I know with Kalani and the rest of our staff, we're appreciative and very excited about this opportunity to go forth in the Big 12 and show what we can really do this year.